We're ruled by an oligarchy, and all Donald Trump has to do is break it up. And instead, he is the oligarchy now. He's like, we have to defend colleges, and his entire movement is like, no, make them burn. We want them gone. They're terrible. And like the second he says that, you have Antifa attacking people on UC Berkeley's campus. The optics are just horrifyingly bad in a way that just dismayed so many people because they're just waiting on bated breath to get some kind of action. And I think this age thing is a problem because it's going to increasingly drive politics. There's been a red and blue divide over ideologically driven things, conservatism versus liberalism. And so long, the Republican Party has been, well, vote for us because we're not socialist. Well, that just isn't going to work anymore. And they don't even understand. I don't think anybody in Washington understands. They're still stuck in this kabuki theater. And that includes the people that Trump surrounded with him on the right. And so you're looking at these people and they say, well, they voted for Trump under 40 and they're never going to vote for a socialist. It's like, no, they're ready to vote for a socialist now. They would have made you emperor in March when you were ripping apart the government with Doge. And now they're ready to vote for Mamdani. And that's really where it's at. And you can just look at all of the people are shuffling right now. Like the music has stopped. They're trying to find a chair because they realize this change is coming. Again, going back to Israel, the polling is very stark. Like this was made the leading edge issue because everybody freaked out over Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson. Turned out they made Nick Fuentes one of the biggest voices on the right by not shutting up about him for 3 weeks straight. And I told them about the Streisand effect, but there's probably more anti-Semites on the right now than there've ever been, and they did it to themselves. But if you look at voters under 50, given a tracking question, who do you support more, Israel or Palestine? They go more for Palestine. They just do. And people older go Israel. The 18 to 29s, it's only 21% say Israel. 65 and older, it's 59. That's not even party. That's just age. And so it's driving a lot of politics. I just saw a report from Axios. Scoop, Israel seeks 20-year military aid deal with the U.S., with America First tweaks. Do you know what that is? That's fear and concession. They're looking at the future and saying, like, first off, they literally upped the Hasbara budget and carpet bombed Twitter on the right with a huge fight. The establishment trying to reassert itself to take over the America First part of the movement. And I think they realized they failed because Mark Levin gets brutally ratioed by Nick Fuentes now. And so now they're trying to lock in a 20-year military aid deal with America First tweaks, concessions. They're looking at JD Vance and they're saying, well, this guy said that our president's not controlled by Israel. That's a problem. The newspapers in Israel are screaming about that. So this is going to happen with NATO. This is going to happen with the housing market. This is going to happen with corporations.
Well, we got to wake up. We got to wake up here. I mean, as I said 8 days ago, the election results were just a jarring shakeup. And then, you couple HB1 visas and 600,000 Chinese students, and you start ripping apart the coalition.
Yeah,
that's what's happening now. It's falling apart like that, and we're doing it to ourselves. And you're right. And the optics of President Trump going on Fox, going for HB1 visas, and then the next day he's got this massive meeting with Wall Street gangster bankster titans who have been ripping us off for the last 6 decades. Was, to me, the optics there were the worst I've seen since he got down the escalator. Probably wondering why so many billionaires don't pay any taxes, and we do. That's because they have the experts to read their tax code. Tax Engineered Services, Julio Gonzalez. Brilliant guy, save me and Ann thousands of dollars by taking advantage legally of the tax code, things that you'll never know. And he only gets paid on taking a percentage of what he saves you. It is a win-win, no-lose situation. And right now, you can get his free book. All you have to do is text the word Y to 26786. That's WHYY 26786.